Autism is now spreading like the common cold. No one is safe.
Lately, I keep hearing people say, why is everyone getting diagnosed autistic these days? And honestly, the way it's asked, you'd think autism was being handed out like free samples at Costco. You know, just line up with your trolley and boom, you're autistic. But here's the thing. Autism isn't contagious and it's not some passing trend. What's really happening is that we finally understand autism better than we used to. And we're recognizing it in people who were always autistic, but just never identified. So why are they increasing? For decades, the diagnostic criteria were written around little boys who lined up toy cars or memorized train schedules. Basically, if you weren't a mini math genius obsessed with Thomas the Tank Engine, you slipped through the cracks. Meanwhile, girls are out there quietly masking, copying social cues, pretending to fit in, and going, "Don't mind me, I'm just blending into the wallpaper." Did you know? Back in the 1980s, autism was estimated at around 1 in 2,500 kids. Today, the CDC says it's 1 in 36. That doesn't mean autism is spreading like wildfire. It just means we're finally looking in the right places and actually recognizing it. So let me tell you my story. That quirky, misunderstood little girl who stumbled through life, always feeling out of step with everyone else. Yeah, that was me. I wasn't the kid bringing home straight A's. Not at all. But I was clever in my own way. I was creative, I loved dancing, and I loved crafting. And honestly, who needs parties when you have glitter and glue? For years I thought, that's just me, I'm different. Then life moved on. I got married, had kids, and one by one, as my children were diagnosed autistic, I started connecting the dots. They were just like me. And at age 41, I finally got my diagnosis. Did you know? A UK study found that nearly 1 in 3 autistic adults don't get diagnosed until after 18. And for women, it often takes even longer. So late diagnosis is actually really common. So why does late diagnosis matter? Now here's something I hear all the time. Why bother getting diagnosed as an adult? What's the point? And I'm like, I don't know, because maybe spending 40 years thinking you're broken when you're not is kind of a big deal. It's not like I got my diagnosis and thought, well, that's it. I better quit life now. If anything, it gave me answers to the questions that had been driving me crazy my whole life. Why I couldn't keep a job, why socializing drained me so badly, why smells and noises and food textures overwhelmed me. Turns out my brain just works differently, and I wasn't lazy or broken or defective. I was autistic, and understanding that changed everything. Instead of beating myself up, I started focusing on my strengths. I could finally look back at that little girl who was just doing her best in a world that didn't make sense, and actually feel kindness towards her. So that was new for me. Now, parenting autistic kids while being autistic yourself, it has challenges. You're constantly balancing their needs with your own, and burnout is very real. I've actually got a whole video on burnout if you want to check that out. But the upside, I get my kids, I know what sensory overload feels like, and I know what it's like to crave routine or to mask in public. That shared experience helps me support them with empathy. And then there's my husband, Warren. He's neurodiverse too, late diagnosed ADHD. We both found out about our ADHD around the same time, actually. And we've been together 24 years, and I think part of why it works is because we always knew we didn't fit the normal mold. And honestly, we're fine with that now. Our house is just a little quirky. At any given time, you'll find someone hyper-focused on a project, someone else napping, and me wondering where my phone has disappeared to this time. But it's creative, it's fun, and it's us. Now, I can't share our story without talking about our middle child, Caleb. He was the OG, the first in our family to be diagnosed. When he was little, professionals told us that he would never talk and he'd never develop a sense of humour. And as a parent, hearing that is crushing, but we didn't give up. And one day during therapy at home, Caleb started engaging and trying to speak. Parents of autistic kids will know what I mean when I say those breakthrough moments, well, they're huge.
Shut them, open, shut them, lay them in your lap. Creep them, creep them, creep them. them right up to your tree. Open up your little mouth. Let's do that again.
Yay!
Again. Open, shut them. Open, shut them. Give a little clap. Open, shut them. Open, shut them. Lay them in your lap. Treat them right up to your tree. Open up your little mouth.
Fast forward today, and Caleb is 20, and this year a script he wrote got made into a short film. We went to the premiere the other night, and it was amazing. And the best part? It was a comedy. So much for no sense of humour. Our other two kids are just as incredible. They're kind, caring, funny, and creative in their own ways. And they have their challenges, of course, but they're growing into wonderful human beings. Studies show that autistic adults who understand their diagnosis tend to have better self-esteem and mental health than those who go undiagnosed. So yes, getting that answer matters. So, to circle back to the question, why is everyone getting diagnosed autistic these days? It's not because autism is spreading, and it's not a fad. It's because science has caught up. We finally understand autism better, and we're recognizing people who were always autistic. People like me and my kids, and giving them the answers that make life finally make sense. For me, diagnosis wasn't a limitation, it was an actual relief. And if you've made it this far, thank you for being here and listening to our family story. And if you want to learn more about burnout, masking, or life in a neurodiverse household, please check out my other videos. And most importantly, be kind to yourself, especially to that younger version of you who was doing the best they could.